Triple Elvis 777 o'clock, the boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, here for the people, even if the people don't need me. I'm still figuring out how to use this freaking camera. The cigar I'm smoking today, I wasn't supposed to take off the wrapper, but I did. So sorry about that. Yeah, I need some help. So comment down for black light or whatever, because for some reason my camera decides to go dark, and I don't know why. So if you have a Sony ZV-1, please tell me what's going on. Teach me how to work this thing, because I'm tired of this thing messing up. This is the third time I've tried to make this video. Yesterday, for some reason my camera kept shutting off. It was probably too hot. The sunshine state will get it to you. We'll do that to you. So apart from all that, I'm here for the people, even if the people don't need me, baby. I'm gonna talk about a few things today. Hopefully y'all can see me. Hopefully. So the other day I was working. I got home at like 5, and I was supposed to hang out with somebody, but they ended up, I guess, not hanging out, ghosting. Okay. All that's irrelevant right now. So I turned on TV and I saw Michael Knowles on the Whatever podcast. If you know what the Whatever podcast is, and if you know who Michael Knowles is, it's kind of a shock that those two worlds collided. But that's the internet for you. It's not real. So I think you should go check that out. So type in Michael Knowles Whatever podcast. It's like 5 hours long. Watch like an hour or two. It's crazy. But I will say this, because I'm just going to briefly touch on that, is certain people will say, I won't believe anything you say, no matter what you show me, no matter what you tell me, I'm going to believe what I want, regardless. But if you do that, they're going to call you every name in the book, ignorant, systemic, you know, all that. So it's crazy how uneducated people really stand on certain principles when it makes zero sense. And that's okay, whatever. It's funny that, you know, you get to see it live, and then everybody else gets to make their own judgment. So that's good. Apart from that, I want to talk about being young and using your time to capitalize on different, I would say, specialties or licenses or even degrees. We could go with that. So if you're sitting at a job that you don't like full-time or even part-time, and you go every day and you don't like it, or you don't like your boss, or you don't like your scenario, make sure you set yourself up while you're young. And if you're older, listen to this, it's okay too, because you've probably already done it. But set yourself up to get multiple licenses in different fields. There's no reason why you can't be a welder. Also, have a real estate license, or, maybe go to cosmetology school, or, get a degree, try to be a lawyer. There's no reason you can't have multiple specialties, so you can fall back and secure yourself, because there'll always be a position for you. I know somebody who was working at a fast food restaurant for a long time, actually just a regular restaurant, and they ended up getting a CDL, and it changed their whole life. So sometimes you got to make that drive to invest in yourself to get a license that you not necessarily was looking at, but you realize it has potential to grow and make money. It might not be the best career ever. It's not like somebody grew up and said, hey, I want to be a CDL driver for the rest of my life when you're in school. No, you said you want to be an astronaut, you want to be the president, you want to be all this. So as you get older, you realize, look, I could do certain traits, I could work less and make more. Start looking at stuff like that. For real. Also, shout out Nelk Boys. I forgot. Shout out the Nelk Boys. Steve, I'm coming to work with you. Signing's out. I'm in. Let's get it, baby. Another thing I was going to say is, especially when it comes to working, don't be complacent. Don't be stuck in the same situation. There's no reason you got to be stuck in the same situation. Buy that camera, make the videos. Make the videos and not know how to work the camera like me. I gotta figure out how to do this brightness setting, because I really don't know how to work my camera at all. And I've tried to make this freaking video 3 times, and then for some reason my camera kept shutting off. So I don't know. I might need some help. Sony ZV-1 tutorials. I guess I gotta watch a lot of those. What else was I fixing to say? Oh yeah, don't get your hopes up waiting on somebody when you can't control anybody. You know what I mean? So if you make plans with somebody, or somebody makes plans with you, just know that they could fall through, okay? Never just sit there and wait and beg, and, don't put yourself at a disadvantage for somebody else. Life happens. People do what they gotta do. Life goes on. Certain situations, people cancel, people flake, people don't say anything and just leave you hanging. It is what it is. Don't worry about any of that. Literally, if somebody makes a plan with you and it's like, say I set plans with you and it's 5 o'clock, and I haven't texted you, at 4 or at 3 or any of that, just assume that I'm not coming, okay? And then start making other plans. Now, if they just randomly show up at 5, that's on them. They didn't let you know, they didn't talk to you, they didn't communicate well. It has nothing to do with you. All I'm telling you is, don't sit at your house and waste your time and wait for somebody who's, wasn't serious in the first place. So, because a lot of people will promise you things and not follow through. That's why you got to be the one to make all the plans, and you got to be the one to stand up and mean what you say and say what you mean. And we all fall in that. We've all been caught saying things that we probably shouldn't have said, or doing things that we probably shouldn't have did, and promising things that we probably should have promised. All I know is this: some people will sit there and get their hopes up for like some plans. I feel like when you're younger, but it could be when you're older too. Becky could set up some plans with you, and then Becky doesn't hit you up or she doesn't talk to you until, the next day after your plans, because that's just how they move. So don't worry about none of that. Just know, hey, look, this could fall through. Have backup plans. Set yourself up for independency where you're not waiting on somebody. But being independent in a relationship is not the greatest thing ever either. Relationships where you have to work together and build together. There's no independency in a relationship. It's commitment to each other. Apart from that, if you are alone or you're single, go get your licenses, man. If you don't got much, burden on you, go learn how to be a mechanic. Go learn how to paint nails. Go learn how to do eyelashes. I don't know. Go learn how to do whatever you want to do. As long as it pays well and you're good. Doesn't have to be the most prettiest job in the world. Plumbers make a lot of money, and they don't do the most glamorous job. What do I say, trash guys, trash men? What are they? Garbage men? They get up at 4 in the morning and go make a lot of money. But do you think they want to deal with garbage all day? Probably not. It's something that they have to sacrifice to do. So just be aware of that, and don't waste your potential. You have so much time to do stuff. Also, if you're older and you're like in this process, you could probably agree that when you were younger, it would probably been easier if you didn't waste time. We all have our do's and don'ts, right? We all have things that we regret, but don't let that time go by. That's the one thing you can't get back is time. So, I need some help on this camera thing, right? So y'all need to comment down below and help me out with this black light thing, because it's like in the shade. I guess it gets dark, but when I'm out in the sun, which there's sun right next to me, with the roof up here has the shade, I guess, and for some reason I can't seem to get it to stay on one mode. So if I can get it to stay in black light mode the whole time, then I should be good, I guess, because if I move, it keeps saying something else. So black light portrait, and then black light mode, and then I can see that the screen keeps changing. So somebody help me out. I know that y'all know how to work a camera. I don't. But even then, go make your YouTube videos, Go do something. Don't be stuck at the same place complaining about it all the time. Don't be that person. Because people don't feel sorry for you at the end of the day. We don't. And even if you do, that doesn't really go anywhere. You don't want everybody feeling sorry for you. You want everybody to realize that, maybe you can help them. You want to be the helper in people's life, not the burden. So, that's my little rant today. Either way, Triple Elvis, clocking out, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Not the best video, just something on my mind. I don't know, this is like rant number 97, so there you go.